Hello everyone and welcome to Panzer Corps 2, the newest installment of the Panzer Corps series, which as of now isn't out yet, but I have the preview build here ready and set up to go. We're allowed to publish from today, so this is going to be the first episode of my Let's Play series on this game. Well, we all know my opinion on this game that I previously mentioned, but I also said that I would do an LP on this game regardless. And yeah, we'll be just going through this. So how is this LP gonna go? The base game has, for most of the missions, they have two variants. So for example, when you enter Poland, there are basically two options for you: Poland South and Poland North. Throughout this LP, I will be having... I'll go through both scenarios at the same time, in the sense that I will go through the Poland, let's just say Poland North scenario first, then the next episode will be the first mission of Poland South. In this fashion, I will go through all of the scenarios of the game. So instead of going through the entire campaign first and then doing another entire campaign with the different scenarios, instead I'll be showing the progression throughout the entire war as we go along, as if we had two separate Panzer Corps that are fighting simultaneously, or later on even three when we get to Operation Barbarossa. That's the way that I'm going to do that. Yeah, let's just get started. So we'll be starting up a campaign, and we'll start from Poland in 1939. Yes, I've already played some of the missions. I've played one branch up until France, but or at least the fall of Paris. But after that, I'm kind of blank on that stuff. So not only will the majority of this LP be played blind, I would say that 98% of this LP will be blind probably. I will also be playing this on the Generalissimus difficulty level, so minus 80% prestige and plus 20% base accuracy to the enemy. And with that, I do still hope to first show off the winning path, the victory path, and afterwards I will continue with the losing path. So I will very likely go back to before Moscow 41 or whatever scenario the branching point is, and from there I will continue with the losing scenario and or other potential winning branches, since I'm quite sure that even after Moscow 1941 you might still be able to win in a potential Moscow 43 scenario like we had in Panzer Corps 1. Anyway, I'll be starting this at Generalissimus. Let's actually take a look at these advanced options. The default is combat randomness 50, but I want to set that to 100 just like at the original Panzer Corps. Otherwise, it will not be as random as the first game, and I actually do want that. Because of the way I'm playing, I cannot actually play on Ironman. That I guess is a challenge in and of itself, but since I can't have both multiple save games and keep branching out. So say that I'm going from 2 save files into Barbarossa, I actually need 3 save files at that point. And I also would not be able to go back to my previous save file once I have potentially won or lost the initial scenario. So I cannot play in Ironman, but I will put combat randomness at 100. And I do aim to not replay any of my missions. Undo mode will be at movement only. Well, actually, the thing with undoing is that you might misclick and then you make bad movements, but let's just disable undo entirely. So that means that in a way we are playing on Iron Man mode, except that we can go back into the scenarios. I'm looking to play one scenario per episode, but we'll see how that goes, depending on how long they will be. Weather on, supply on, fog of war on, shroud is covered with shroud, hiding both units and terrain. No, that's not necessary. Turn limit, yes. No, that's not necessary. Yeah. That's off. And these special challenges are basically the same as with Panzer Corps 1. So Race Against Time is Guderian mode. -5 turns. David versus Goliath is Manstein. Enemy units get 5 strength. And Europe on a shoestring is the Rommel difficulty with... But not actually the same. Because Rommel difficulty was just half of the prestige. But we already get -80% prestige now. So that's very different. You will not receive any prestige per turn. Prestige can only be earned by capturing flags and forcing enemy units to surrender. No, we're just going for -80% prestige and +20% base accuracy to the enemy. If there was any way to play with 80% less prestige, but not the base accuracy increase for the enemy, I would have taken that, because I generally don't like super buffed up fake enemy units. It's like, why would the Polish or Norwegian units be much better at aiming than the German units? That's just ridiculous. I don't like playing like that. I'd rather work with only the prestige cap, but I actually cannot select that, so that's really unfortunate. So I will just have to accept that the enemy has a combat bonus, despite me not liking that. I will be playing under similar conditions on the other route, which you'll be seeing me do on the next episode. And because we played Poland North the first time around, I'm going to start with Poland South here. As a newly minted general in the German Wehrmacht, it falls upon you to spearhead the German invasion of Poland and prove your mettle in combat. Always choose your avenue of assault wisely, as future decisions will dramatically impact your campaign and even the course of the war. More close combat quarters and sieges in the southern route. Alright. Do hope the recording will be fine, as I've been fiddling with this a lot since I had a lot of difficulties. I can only record at 1920 x 1080p as well at 30 frame rates, because otherwise, for me, it seems to be just unrecordable otherwise. For some reason. Yeah, let's just go for a sexy hunk of meat. Mustache guy, we already took that before. Yeah, this guy, sure, great. Alright, there are a couple of strengths that I would really like to get, such as Anti-Air Veteran, which allows my anti-air units to inflict outright kills instead of suppression. I think that's really good. There are a few weaknesses, which I think we might be able to work around. And those are slow modernization, so not being able to upgrade more than 3 units per mission. Transport upgrades and overstrength do not count. I think that's fine. I should always have bad luck, but no, not gonna make it even worse. This is probably really bad. Anyway, I think inefficient supply is probably fine too. I think we can handle that. I don't like chaotic fire. But I can probably deal with Fear of the Unknown as well. That will allow me to at least get Infantry General. And I would like to get Initiative bonus. And then I'll get Master of Blitzkrieg as well. I don't really care for prototypes. Nah. Any unit can split and merge any number of times in a single turn. Let's just go for Master of Blitzkrieg.
Guten Morgen, Herr General. You have my congratulations on your new promotion, but now is no time for flattery. I have been personally informed that the invasion of Poland, codenamed Fall Weiss, is to commence immediately. Preliminary estimates for the operation's completion was 3 months, but now High Command demands the conquest of Poland in weeks. Mere weeks.
Okay.
To this end, I have transferred a detachment of 10th Army's forces to be placed under your direct command, effective immediately. These men are well trained, but like you, they lack combat experience. I am certain they will serve you well, and that you will mold your new Panzer Corps as you see fit in due time. You should secure key crossings on the Vada River quickly, to facilitate your movements and prevent the enemy from fortifying the river line or possibly destroying the bridges entirely. I have also been informed that our declaration of war will be, arriving later. So, you should expect little, if any, resistance in the first few days of your advance. In fact, should you seize Kielce quickly enough, your forces may be able to block Polish mobilization efforts entirely. This would force the understrength Polish garrisons in the region to fight without reinforcements. I eagerly await to see the results of your first combat operation. Don't make me regret putting my trust in you, Herr General.
Okay, so we should be getting Kielce fast enough. No deployment on the first turn here. So we do need to get there quickly. It doesn't seem to be a secondary objective. I will be playing with this unit stats panel on, though. We do have a recon over here, so that's nice. So let's... yeah, the graphics can be a bit difficult. I'm struggling with finding the right way to showcase everything, but I think this is probably fine. It's a little bit too close for my tastes, but I guess I can make it work like this. Let's... yeah, my overall strategy for this mission, I suppose, would be to strike at these guys and then, I guess, try to force a river crossing down here to get to Kielce quick or fast enough to make sure that they don't reinforce the other areas. I guess we would have to go through down there. But yeah, that is probably the way to go here. Let's start by getting the recon here and then bombing. Now, if we look at the combat results, we can, which looks pretty neat now, we can see that our bombers got a recon bonus of 10 in accuracy and also a proximity to base bonus. So it's very important to try to have your air forces stay as close as possible, or use the closest air base to your target. Seems to be very important for their accuracy. And then, yeah, you get attack, defense, and then based on that, you'll see the results. Okay, very nice. I'd rather like to attack those guys with tanks. I'd like to park at least a tank over in here if I can, so we'll need to use 2, I think. Although let's try to finish them off with both the recon and the Panzer 1B here. And this will probably push them in here, I think. I'll have to see whether I can then pursue with the recon. But I'll get an overrun very likely with one of the tanks. So if I use the Panzer 2C over here, that gives me an overrun, and I can park it out here to protect myself from that side of the river. That will allow me to also move these guys back again. So they already have an infantry over here. Okay, this is the 2-range artillery piece, the 7.5 centimeter one. Yeah. Okay, so they are not super entrenched. I think 3 is already the lowest that they can get on the city itself. Because the city has base entrenchment of 3. So this only helps in suppressing, but nothing else. I don't think I can do that much more. I'm gonna actually turn down the music a bit. Seems like the Pioneers will be able to do a lot better. So Pioneers are really absolutely necessary when it comes to clearing units out of cities. If I attack here, I can probably get an overrun with the tanks afterwards. I think they're gonna... Oh, they actually just stayed in that position. Okay. Why did they lose so little? It must have been an extremely bad result there. But I can't look that back now that I attacked. Actually, I have a bit of a hard time looking at this visually. I guess I could finish them off. But that's also no good. Well, I think they're not surrounded because this is a supply source, supposedly. The one thing that's unfortunate about using this is that I cannot use my Air Force as a recon, because I would have to use something like a Storch to get up into this hex, for example. Talking about buying units, I think it's probably a good idea to get at least another recon for this turn. And that leaves me with one left, and I think that what I want to do, let's see, is buy an anti-aircraft gun. And let's go for the 3.7 centimeter flak. It's pretty expensive this way. The difference, this is half track. Let's just go for the regular Opel Blitz. And it does cost only 1 point. So I'm sure that this will be quite helpful even on this mission. Right, let's at least... Yeah, let's just finish them off. And then I'll take the hex with this. And I probably don't have any other units. Let's get rid of that. No, okay. Okay, that's not too bad actually, this unit. Question is, do I want to bomb it like that or like this? Yeah, let's go actually. And then I'll attack this way first. Maybe I can push it onto that river hex, which would be better than here. And then hopefully, well, let's do that first, and now that last unit is suppressed as well. Now I want the recon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I should be able to still move after that. So the problem is if they have cavalry here, then they can see this and probably move out. Although you could move into the city. And they do have cavalry there. How convenient. Okay, so they'll be able to see that. The question is, will they actually go for it? These guys can protect against that, so at the very least that's okay. These tanks can also go around. It would be unfortunate to move through here. I don't think that's necessarily a great idea. Could try to bomb the cavalry to weaken it already. I don't expect too much enemy air force already, but yeah, this is probably pretty good. So since we do have that there fighter, if they're gonna bomb this, then at least I will already have some protection. And I don't want to leave those unopposed or exposed either. Yeah. Let's go through here. Also because I do need to take Yeltsin, so I do want to move as close as possible to that location, as fast as possible actually. Any next units? I don't think so. This is N, right? Yeah. Okay, they are bombing it, but not doing anything then. It's weird that they went here though, because I'm quite sure they would not have been able to see this unit. So that is actually surprising that they were conveniently on the exact hex that they needed to go to, but sure, game, sure. I've seen these kind of shenanigans from Panzer Corps 1, and we know that sometimes the AI seems to be cheating, but since we can't prove anything, yeah, it means that it doesn't exist. But yeah, like I said, it has to conveniently move from anywhere there to that exact hex. Out of nowhere, even though it doesn't spot any of those units. And it has to come from this side as well, because it comes from this side, it would just go straight down. It wouldn't even go across this river. So its movement does not make a whole lot of sense. I find this very suspect, actually. But okay, fine. Yeah. Do I want to shell it? I could, because I can actually I cannot deal decent damage to those guys already. Alright, let's just try to finish them off. Okay, overrun, that's good. Okay, thanks. Okay. I should have moved the recon first. I have to get used to this game yet. Sometimes I know what the right movement is, but alright, let's try to do it like this first. I still get recon bonus here anyway, then. At least. Wow, that's a terrible result. But we all know my my luck, so. Alright, that went somewhat better. Now, I'm desperately hoping to stay out of vision range. Or, yeah, well, I am trying to stay out of vision range. I don't know when I need to have taken Kielce, but... okay, let's put the Panzer T-38 up front. Yeah, there's no way I can do anything else there anyway. And they're overrun, but it's not helping. So the question then is, if yeah, basically I need to move these guys over in here. They have a vision of 2, so they can also effectively see anything around here. At least I have these guys covered and they can't see the tank. They can see this though, which is then vulnerable. Yeah, maybe if something's coming, at least it will run into an ambush because it can't see this. But yeah, I wouldn't know for sure. Let's at least block everything off from that side as well. Actually, let's move you forward. Can I get some infantry in there? Yeah, it's invisible. Moving like this is always dangerous to a certain degree. Okay, let's use forced march. Put it down here. And this is not amazing, but at least it's at the rear end. I could technically put you in here to protect that from bombing, because I don't want them to go after the tank anyway. If they bomb this, that's moderately fine, but okay, so how did they see that? Or how did they see that? Certainly not with the recon unit. Or does the bomber give vision if it goes back? It might. But I would have to get it and check in on the details of the game. I'm not familiar with 100% of the rules, so basically what I'm doing now is I'm applying the rules on this game. I'm applying the rules of Panzer Corps 1 together with the rules that I know from Panzer Corps 2. So in this case, what I did is, based on the rules of Panzer Corps 1, I tried to ambush this unit and make sure that these guys were invisible so they wouldn't get bombed. But based on rules of Panzer Corps 2 that I didn't know yet, that apparently did not work. And it might be because these guys were visible because the airplanes are visible when you fly back. I have played this a few times and I don't remember whether they actually do that. I'm sorry, it's just, I can't remember everything. Yeah, so that's what's going on right now. Let's go after these guys though. And I can actually attack them with NTR if I move in here, so that's definitely something that I'm willing to do. I want to set up for an attack on Kielce on the next turn at the very least as well. Can I bomb here? Yes, I can. Then I will. Okay. Move you up for better accuracy. Gotta do it right this time. Good. Okay. Okay. That did work. Can you go all the way over there? No, you cannot. So I need to set myself up for an attack on Kielce on the next turn, basically, and kick them out. These guys are already at 15 strength, but these guys are, for example, at 10. So that might... Okay. One thing I can do at the very least already is get the recon in here. You in here. You down. And then attack this Polish bomber. Which hopefully allows me to destroy it with some decent luck. No? That's a shame, but we know that they're at this airfield or that one. Alright, and these guys do have no protection though, so against enemy air forces. That is unfortunate. It does mean that I need to also get my pioneers out here so they can still unload and attack on the next turn. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, yeah, okay. So if I move these guys forward enough, maybe even with, if necessary, with forced march. Let's see. Because they're gonna attack on the next turn anyway. Yeah, so these guys can move up ahead. I do have plenty of guys to take over Kielce on turn 5. Hopefully that works. I mean, I see very little opportunity to take it on turn 4, given the current difficulties that I was facing. Yeah, so again, I'll try to stay out of sight at least with some of these guys. So they have vision of 2. Yeah. Let's move over here. Then I might be able to take that airfield like that on the next turn. At least these are protected. These of course aren't. But let's get you out of vision. And you out of vision as well. Potentially. And these close enough so they can also attack on the next turn. And that will likely be it then. Yeah. We did not capture Kielce fast enough. Well, it's turn 4. Okay. And they... Can I see anything? Please. It's actually unfortunate that they put this right... They should have done this on their turn, because now I can't see what the enemy did. They've been able to mobilize reserve troops, which they will use to reinforce damage units. Okay, well... Sure. Taking on turn 4 is probably not easy. I've been rushing relatively hard. Maybe I could have pushed harder to attack faster, but... Well... Additional reward if the scenario is won on the current turn with 10 turns left. Bonus 55. Okay. Can you reach that? Yes, you can. So these guys can attack anyway, so hopefully... Man. And then these guys can't reach it. That's gorgeous. How terrible is that anyway? Oh, you can actually go back. Oh, that's super useful. Wow, that's actually nice, I think. Oh wow, that's just that's a disaster. So out of 9, 4 to 5 were supposed to hit. This is actually quite a high chance that I wouldn't make it. It's actually not that bad. Working with accuracy now like this is quite a bit different from the previous game, because you have a 4 to 5 of those shots would hit potentially, and then for each of those I have an 80% chance to kill. So that I guess would average on 3, but it's very easy to get less, I suppose. Yeah. Alright. You got me, game. Come on. Alright, let's take the airfield. 3 times the charm. There we go. Get the recon in here to get a double bonus, maybe? I'm curious to see whether we get double bonus from recon. Let's see. Bonus from recons and recon planes. Plus 17 now instead of plus 20, but it does add up actually, so that is good to know. Yeah. Yeah, let's do a double shelling. Be surprised if there would be anything moving like that. Where are my engineers? Oh, there's the pioneers here, yeah. You cannot go anywhere else? Let's use additional bonus though. Take the city. I wonder what I could have done to push harder and actually take it on turn 4. That's very quickly actually, turn 4. Probably would have taken much higher losses. The one thing that I need to do though is I need to wait with taking the last objective and actually take all the other stuff in order to get those flags. Although with this bonus, it actually might not necessarily be that you want to get it that quickly. That could be. Okay, so for moving ahead, I cannot really move that far, so I want to stay out of vision as well. And then just do this to at least block them. Okay, it seems like they have some artillery and another Polish infantry out there too, but I don't think they can go into those woods. I will rebase these guys though, so that they can actually be effective there. Let's rearrange these as well. And these guys too, so they will go to the upper area there. Yeah, that was it though. And they're reinforcing everything here, sure. But might be not that bad actually. You can naturally only attack Radom from the next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they would not reach that area anyway. These guys would be able to get all the way in here. I think that's probably a good idea for the infantry to actually do that. Now, if I... okay, yeah, there we go. So, let's go and attack here. Not too afraid of that 1 strength bomber, actually. And this is only 3 and 5. Alright, let's... should have again moved to recon first. Oh, you're already pushed back. Well, I can actually get an overrun with the Panzer 1B. Or surrender. Why can't they retreat over there then, though? But that actually does not work for me. I didn't want that. Come on, game. Okay, so apparently I can also attack these without too much trouble. At least that's what the game claims. So let's do it. Yeah, that did work. Okay, so naturally not gonna attack there. Shouldn't have done that, but actually it matters not, because they can move in here anyway on the next turn, which is what I need. And same for you. Okay. Wow. Okay, they said did some damage there. Only 1 damage on my plane. Yeah, I thought they would go and attack there. Because my goal was to make these guys make them overrun and then retreat back with the Panzer, but because I couldn't do that, they actually attacked. Because they surrendered, and apparently if you surrender you can't get an overrun. Okay, game, fair enough. At least now I know I have to be careful of surrendering, not being able to overrun. You can't overrun, right? Yeah. Okay. So surrender means no overrun. So I have to be careful of surrenders. No, I should have attacked that way. Oh well. They don't need any additional bombing, but I can use it here. Okay, that went not amazingly. Let's shell them first, at least once. Push them back, and yeah, sure, you're encircled. No clue how they are encircled, but they are. So now you can go in here, and I can get another bonus from this. Probably shelling later is better than shelling earlier, I would think. Go ahead, finish off those guys. You in here, shell them again. Again attack. Move in here. Finish them off, hopefully. Good. And then there are 3. But to be fair, I wouldn't even mind them going back in there. I'd rather work my way towards this objective and these. It seems like every turn, yeah, they do get quite a bit of bonus away from this. I don't think they're gonna go out of there. But I don't want to overexpose myself. Let's at least make sure we have a more powerful unit there. And probably you can go here without exposing yourself. If they have units, well, we know what's in here, but they'll have a unit here and here. So the only thing that is unfortunate is that I don't know how much of an additional reward I will get. So it says bonus plus 36%, but how much prestige do I get for finishing a mission? I would have to check that, and then after this mission I can see how much prestige I'm still getting as a bonus comparatively. So only after this mission will I know whether it's actually more beneficial to take these cities now and the airfield, because it's 50 prestige per place I take, or whether I should just quickly finish the mission because the bonus that I get for that is bigger. I can only figure that out after this mission here. Next unit doesn't work. Because now it's only 28, so it drops with 8 per turn. Can you do at least something and you don't do anything? Okay. So let's get you out here. Take this. And yeah, I suppose set myself up to go after these guys now. But in reality, it's probably best to save this for the engineers on the next turn. Don't see these guys stacking very soon. Let's see here though. So they have an anti-aircraft out there, and these guys have also reinforced. It's not super useful to go after them that way. If these guys move, they're probably still only going to deal non-lethal. Let's move you back to the first airfield though. Yeah, let's still go down. These guys can take that without any issues. And to be fair, I can't take this without infantry either. I put a big gamble on taking Kielce quickly, but then I couldn't actually do that. Yeah, moving on to the river here. I would have to bet that they don't go out, and neither do they. Yeah, I'm actually really curious to see how the AI will behave here. So these guys can also just cross the river and attack, claiming I will not take any hit. Let's go. I did deal a good amount of damage as well, and they didn't do anything good. Okay. So they did attack one of these engineers, actually. They did 7 damage on my engineers regardless. And these guys moved out. Okay. Wow. That is interesting behavior from the AI, if I say so myself. First of all, though, actually let's check that attack, because I'm very interested to see why this was terrible for me, actually. Because they did substantially more damage than my unit. So first the Sturmpanzer 50, so they probably have force suppression. Yeah, so that's average. So they have 11 shots left. Okay, main stage. Attacker's initiative base is 3. And from close terrain. So they get a benefit from close terrain, even if they're in close terrain, but I'm in the open. So contrary to Panzer Corps 1, the enemy gets a close terrain, attacking from close terrain into open terrain anyway. Okay, sure. So now I have base initiative 4 plus 1 extra is 5. Initiative difference is 1, yeah. Defender shoots first. 20% of damage will be applied before attacker can shoot back. Okay. Polish infantry strikes. No, I should strike first. Defender shoots first, but then the Polish infantry strikes first, supposedly. Accuracy 70 out of 11. So out of those 7 rolls, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so 11 turned into 9, and then those 9 got into 7 kills. Which is quite high, actually, out of 11. Really trying to understand the game here, because I understand that they have an accuracy bonus, but that does really make... This is why I don't like it, because it makes for very skewed attacks and situations that make little sense from... at a glance, basically, but then... 50 makes... goes into 4 with only 2 kill chance, so even then I got quite lucky, supposedly. Which means that you should not put any pioneers right next to a full strength infantry on this difficulty level. Okay, fair enough. Because they will, in this case, even with artillery support, that's completely unviable, apparently. Yeah, you can't, because in this case they killed 7 of my units based off of 15 strength, so they connected with half of what they had, which is apparently normal, and my counterattack is poop. Okay, and another lesson that we've learned is that the enemy will not stay in the cities in order to protect it. In at least some of them, or maybe all of them, will not stay in the cities if it's not a core objective. Let's just call it like that. Okay, that's another lesson learned. Yeah, learning the ropes here by purposefully making edgy decisions. Because by no means was this a good decision. I already knew that. Obviously, it was a huge risk, but I needed to take that risk in order to see whether these guys would go out. And now that I know, I won't make that decision again, basically. Neither will I make this decision, but I really wanted to know how those combatants were looking like, whether they would get aggressive, and yeah, really just to test the waters, really. That's what this mission is about, and also what this this first LP is about. This is a new game, so I don't know everything about this game yet. Yeah, I'll make mistakes. Anyway, let's move in here because I should still get the engineer bonus from attacking. Pushing them out, not retreating them here, but here, even attacking from this position. Again, another curious, not sure why. At any rate, let's take that. Can I switch and attack in the same turn? Maybe. But I cannot move 2 hexes at that point, so... Well, let's turn it anyway, but... Okay, so you're taking that, moving out here, so that they're also encircled, although that does not matter this turn, I think. Encircled 0 turns means they get no penalty yet. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can't use forced march, cannot go in either of these hexes for now, which is surprising. Suggesting that weak units cannot actually enter those hexes, but then these guys can. Unclear why that would be. Maybe the zone of control is in the way? They can move only 2 hexes for whatever reason. They don't care about anything like that. So there must be a penalty for being weakened or something. Not sure why that is. If I knew where I could find that information, that would be great, but I can't see it anywhere. No, okay, well, let's suppress these. They cannot unsuppress either, and I am gonna attack them. Yeah, you can go here. Great. And attack them. And you can no longer move. Only I'm supposed to take damage. That's pretty sad. Let's move these guys over here so that whatever happens, you know, they can't actually attack. Although, let's do this and attack them. They should have a shot though. Turning into suppression. Well, that will maybe allow me to finish it off this way. Yeah. So then I can take it with these. It will take at least 2 turns before I'll be able to take this here village. So let's just see. Yeah, I'm just gonna finish the mission here. Probably better. Yeah. I think the bonus prestige is worth it more than 16. Alright, so for a first mission, it was interesting. Some very valuable lessons learned, I suppose. At the start, with that recon and the enemy bomber, made me realize that the enemy might be able to see some of your units regardless, either sometimes, or it might be conveniently lucky. Saying conveniently because you would almost never be that lucky. So we learned that there, and then basically out here the enemy units on non-victory hexes will move if they see a decent attack. Fair enough, so they will not stay in protect. And another thing that's learned is don't put, at least engineers, but I don't know for infantry yet, don't put engineers right next to an enemy city even with artillery backup. Alright, those things are learned. They were costly lessons, but like with all lessons, you only become better by making mistakes. So, you know, if you play perfectly the first time, you're not going to learn anything either, of course. I will save it somewhere if I can, actually. Maybe I can't, we'll see. But the next mission will then be Poland North. So I will see you there. I did say that I was going to do the both of the missions, so both of the branches, and then I'll follow that up with the next couple of missions, next 2 missions afterwards. Anyway, thanks for watching the first one, and do hope to see you in the second one. Might learn a thing or two myself again on the next one, as this is brand new game. No experience with it, almost. Did play a few missions before, but yeah, that's already some time ago, and doesn't provide you with that much experience into it, so really have to learn the ropes. Thanks for watching, take care, see you next time, bye bye.